The story begins in Italy, where a man is standing quietly outside a luxurious mansion. From the outside, he looks like an ordinary person, but a different kind of intention is visible in his eyes. He has not come to buy or view this mansion. Rather, he wants this entire place to turn into flames within just a few minutes. This man is Vincenzo Cassano, who is Korean by birth, but has been living for many years as part of Italy's most powerful mafia family. He is not just a lawyer, but a man who equally understands the worlds of both the law and the mafia. A few days ago, Vincenzo's adoptive father and the head of the Cassano family, Fabio Cassano, passed away. To fulfill his father's last wish, Vincenzo goes to meet a big figure from another mafia family. After completing his task, Vincenzo arrives to pay his final respects to his father. At the same time, he encounters the entire mansion being engulfed in flames because the liquid poured from above was actually petrol. After completing his work, Vincenzo goes to have a final glimpse of his father, where he meets Fabio's biological son, Paolo. Anger is clearly visible on Paolo's face because he always felt that his father trusted Vincenzo more than his own son. As night falls, he sends his 3 men to kill Vincenzo, but Vincenzo is already prepared. Without panicking, he eliminates all 3 attackers and then directly calls Paolo, clearly telling him that if he doesn't stop chasing him, the next corpse will be his. Now, Vincenzo understands that staying in Italy is useless, so he decides to return to Korea. During the journey, an old secret keeps revolving in his mind. Many years ago, in Korea, he had built a secret underground vault beneath a special building where a Chinese businessman had hidden his billions worth of gold plates. Now that businessman has passed away, and very few people possess the real information about that treasure. Vincenzo knows that the moment he reaches Korea, his true story is going to begin. As soon as Vincenzo reaches Korea, he takes a taxi from the airport and heads toward his destination. During the trip, the driver talks to him very comfortably and offers him a bottle of water. Vincenzo drinks the water without any suspicion, but within a short time, his eyes begin to feel heavy and he loses consciousness. When he gains consciousness, his hands are tied, and the driver, along with an accomplice, has taken all his belongings. Both beat him ruthlessly, render him unconscious again, and leave him stranded by the roadside. When he regains consciousness the second time, Vincenzo is left with nothing. His passport, money, and all other belongings have disappeared. As he casts his glance around, he finds a few coins lying on the ground. Those few pieces of money come to his use, and he manages to buy a ticket to reach Seoul. As soon as he arrives in the city, he stands right in front of that old building, the sight of which changes the color of his face because this is the very place where his true purpose is hidden. Following this, a flashback shows a Chinese businessman who is also part of the criminal underworld asking Vincenzo for a secure way to hide his wealth. Vincenzo, along with his trustworthy partner Cho, buys a building in Korea and gets an extremely secret vault built beneath it. The path to that vault is designed in such a way that if anyone tries to break in forcefully, the entire building will collapse right on top of them. Happy with this plan, the businessman has all his gold plates stored there. After some time, he dies, and the entire treasure remains buried in that exact spot. Returning to the present, Vincenzo meets Cho and asks about the current condition of the building. Cho tells him that many tenants now live there, and different businesses are running on every floor. Hearing this, Vincenzo understands that knocking down the building directly is no longer easy. He decides that first, under some pretext, all tenants must be moved out for a short time so that he can reach the gold hidden underneath. But before this plan can be completed, a new trouble stands in front of him. The next morning, a representative of the Babel company arrives at the building and offers a huge sum of money to buy it. Vincenzo rejects the offer without any delay. The representative returns empty-handed, but that same night, Babel adopts its true methods. Armed men enter Cho's house, threaten to kill his family, and force him to sign the building sale documents. The next day, a panicked Cho calls Vincenzo to tell him everything, but before the conversation can finish, a high-speed truck hits his car. Hearing the news of the attack on Cho's car, Vincenzo understands that Babel is now ready to go to any extent. On the one hand, Cho reaches the hospital, while on the other hand, Babel's thugs march straight into Gyeongga Plaza. They bluntly tell all the tenants that they have only 7 days to evacuate the building. None of the tenants are ready to accept their terms, and within moments, the argument turns into a scuffle. hospital, filling the entire atmosphere with tension. During this time, Cha-young arrives there with her father, Yu-chan. Both try to take the tenant's side, but instead of listening to anyone, the thugs start showing off their power. Right then, Vincenzo arrives. Without wasting a moment, he knocks a thug down and grabs their leader, hanging him outside the window. For a few moments, the entire hall goes quiet, but the leader signals his men to attack. Just as the fight is about to begin, the police arrive at the scene, and the matter stops right there. After the commotion ends, Vincenzo and Yu-chan sit down and talk comfortably for the first time. Both realize that their enemy is the same. Yu-chan's goal is to stop Babel through the law, while Vincenzo wants to save this building at any cost. On the other side, in the hospital, Cho reminds Vincenzo that if Babel starts excavation on the building, the secret of the gold hidden underneath won't stay hidden for long. Now, both know they have very little time left. After this, another glimpse of the old days is shown. After the secret vault was built, the Mafia kept a complete record of every man who worked on that site. As soon as the work of delivering the gold safely was completed, a secondary team eliminated all those people so that the secret of the vault would not reach anyone else. Returning to the present, Vincenzo tells Yu-chan that they must prolong the legal process at any cost. As long as the tenants remain in the building, Babel will not be able to demolish it, and this is the time that will be most useful for Vincenzo. In the evening, Cha-young invites Vincenzo to dinner. During the conversation, she reveals that she works at the Wusang law firm, and Babel is that firm's biggest client. On the other side, Babel's chairman, Jang Han-seo, meets a mysterious man at an ice hockey rink. Within moments, the atmosphere changes, and that man beats Jang Han-seo mercilessly with a hockey stick. Meanwhile, Cha-young arrives at a meeting in her company. Hearing the discussions there, doubt arises in her mind for the first time that the company she is defending does not have intentions as clean as she was told. Yang, who works in Babel's office, accidentally overhears a phone conversation of his boss. From that conversation, he learns that the company has now received full approval to clear Gyumga Plaza. Not only that, preparations to demolish the building and build a new research lab there have also begun. Receiving this news, he immediately conveys this matter to Cha-young. Now Vincenzo understands that if he doesn't take immediate action, Babel will start its work very soon. That very day, Vincenzo gathers all the tenants together and suggests they organize a small festival. The next day, when Babel's thugs arrive outside the building with bulldozers, they face a completely different sight. The entire building is filled with colorful decorations, and everyone is happily celebrating the program. Vincenzo has already invited the Italian ambassador there, while the police are also present at the scene. In such a situation, the thugs cannot take any action despite wanting to, and they return empty-handed. In the coming days, Vincenzo engrosses himself in studying Korean law. His goal is clear. The more time he gains through legal methods, the longer Babel will be kept from touching the building. During this time, Yu-chan receives a call from a scientist working on Babel's medicines. He reveals that severe side effects of many of the company's drugs have come to light, and moreover, during the testing of a new medicine, a person has even died. The scientist fears that if he brings out the truth, Babel will not let him live. Yu-chan tries to convince the scientist to testify in court, but he first demands a guarantee of his safety. Even though Yu-chan promises his best efforts, the scientist still postpones his decision. Meanwhile, Yu-chan receives a call from Miri, whom he had previously saved in a case. Vincenzo also reaches the hospital to see her. Vincenzo wins his first major legal battle, but on the other side, Babel has also made its next move, and its target is now those people who can bring the truth out against the company. Making its next move, Babel targets the hotel where some members of the research team are staying. In the dead of night, a massive explosion occurs, and the entire hotel turns into chaos. The next morning, when Yu-chan sees this news, he immediately understands that this is no accident. He becomes convinced that Babel is eliminating everyone who knows the truth about its drugs. Without delay, he reaches the crime scene, but the police are already preparing to close the case quickly. Yu-chan asks the police to investigate properly, but they have no interest in bringing out the truth. Just then, Vincenzo draws his attention toward two suspicious men standing nearby. Because of his past mafia experience, he understands that the presence of of those men points to a major danger. He tells Yuchan to stay calm because a small mistake at this moment could make them targets too. Both leave the place, but now it becomes clearly visible to them that Babel is burying every secret under piles of corpses. During this time, lawyer Choi meets Babel's chairman, Jang. Even after the meeting ends, a question lingers in her mind. She cannot believe that such a weak and panicked man could run such a huge company. She begins to suspect that Jang is just a front face, and the real power is in someone else's hands. On the other hand, Yuchan contacts the scientist once again. This time, the scientist is more scared than before. He comes close to giving testimony, but asks for a little more time before making the final decision. Meanwhile, Cha Young meets Choi, and their interaction shows more conflict than conversation. Afterward, Cha Young reaches her father's office, where Yuchan questions her decisions. Their argument escalates so much that Cha Young leaves the place in anger. That same night, a fake police officer knocks on the door of the hotel room where the scientist is hiding. He wants to lure him out under the guise of an interrogation, but the scientist understands his trick. He tries to save his life by climbing down from the window and calls Yuchan while running. At that exact moment, Vincenzo notices that call. Understanding the situation, he tries to reach there immediately, but Babel's assassins reach the scientist first. Within moments, he is murdered, and a crucial witness is silenced forever. On the other side, just as Yuchan goes back inside the building, a speeding truck crashes right through the glass toward him. The impact is so horrific that Yuchan dies on the spot, while Vincenzo is rushed to the hospital in critical condition. After her father Yuchan's funeral, Cha Young goes straight to the hospital. There, Vincenzo is still under treatment. As soon as he gains consciousness, he first asks about Yuchan. Hearing the news of Yuchan's death, the color of his face changes. He immediately understands that this was no road accident. Though he does not have concrete proof yet, he becomes completely certain that Babel is behind this attack. A few days later, Cha Young reaches the same conclusion. She sees in the news that the chief scientist working on Babel's medicines has also been found dead by the seaside. Now all her doubts turn into certainty. Without delay, she reaches the Wusung law firm and resigns in front of everyone. Choi is also present at the same time. She mocks Cha Young, saying that not everyone can pay the price of standing against big companies. But this time, Cha Young leaves the place without answering. On the other side, Vincenzo returns to the spot where Yuchan's death occurred. He inspects the entire area thoroughly and gathers several crucial clues. After that, he calls his partner Cho to start preparing for the next step. That same night, when Jang returns home, several syringes are placed on his bed. This is not an attack, but a clear warning from Vincenzo that the game has changed and the next target could be anyone. The next day, Cha Young arrives at Gyumga Plaza and promises all the tenants that she will now complete her father's unfinished mission. Before she can even finish speaking, two police officers arrive there. On false charges, they arrest Cha Young and take her with them. As soon as Vincenzo gets to know about this, he goes straight to the police station. He asks the officials for evidence of the arrest, but they have no answer. Finally, being forced, the police release Cha Young. Outside the police station, Yang meets Vincenzo openly for the first time. He introduces himself as a big fan of his and tries to behave in a friendly manner. At first, his words seem completely normal, but within a short while, his strange demeanor becomes clearly noticeable. After this, Vincenzo takes Cha Young to meet the truck driver who was driving the vehicle on the day of Yuchan's murder. At first, he refuses to tell anything, but when Vincenzo reminds him that his sentence has been unusually reduced and that reach inside the prison is also possible, he gets scared. Finally, he gives a name, though he also clarifies that he has never seen that real man with his own eyes. After finishing the interrogation of the truck driver, Vincenzo starts leaving, but while going, he purposely says in a loud voice that this man is now ready to testify in court. This statement reaches the ears of a police officer standing nearby. That same night, some inmates enter the truck driver's cell and murder him. The most surprising thing is that the police officer on duty watches everything with his own eyes, but makes no attempt to stop it. Vincenzo understands that in this entire game, not only criminals, but some people from the system are also involved. Vincenzo intercepts one of Babel's representatives on the road. He takes him along for a strict interrogation and, through him, arranges to reach the man who had given the order to kill the truck driver. Both fall into his grasp. Seeing their pistols, Vincenzo immediately recognizes that they belong neither to the police nor the military, which makes him certain that their connections reach up to very high levels. He asks for the name of the person who gave the real order for Yu-chan's murder, but the man keeps silent. When no answer is received, Vincenzo takes a step that no one expects. He shoots Babel's representative. Seeing this, the second man completely breaks down. To save his life, he spills all the information related to Yu-chan's murder. After this, Vincenzo sends his message directly to lawyer Choi. He traps her in a laundry store and, while talking on the phone, sends a speeding truck right toward her. At the very last moment, the truck stops. Vincenzo clarifies that Yu-chan's death was no accident, but a pre-planned conspiracy, and now every person involved in this conspiracy is going to have their turn. Meanwhile, a cleaning team arrives at Babel's research lab, and all the scientists are sent outside for a few hours. Vincenzo is also present among those employees. Getting the chance, he spreads petrol throughout the lab and drops his lighter on his way out. Within seconds, the entire building is engulfed in flames. After this, a flashback shows that the bullet wound given to Babel's representative was part of the actual plan. Vincenzo used that fear to extract the complete truth from the other man. When Zhang reaches the burning lab, damages worth crores are already done before him. Just then, another explosion occurs, and he falls backward. Amidst the smoke, an expensive car stops there. The man stepping out of it is none other than Zhang, who has been posing as an ordinary intern lawyer until now. At that exact moment, the real truth comes out, that he is the actual owner of Babel and has been deceiving everyone all this time. Vincenzo and his team escape safely. On the other side, all those people whom Yu-chan once helped begin to stand with Cha Young. The next day, Vincenzo goes to a gym where he meets Young. Vincenzo's attention shifts toward Babel's medical director, Gil, because he is certain that he holds the company's biggest secrets. Meanwhile, the people affected by Babel's drugs suddenly talk about withdrawing their cases. They have been lured with a large sum of money from an unknown intermediary. Cha Young calls all those people to her father's old office and tries her best to explain that if they back out at this moment, Babel will escape forever. But seeing the safety of their lives and families, most people find it better to take the settlement money. Cha Young understands that Babel is fighting this battle not just in court, but with the power of money. In the meantime, Babel organizes a grand event where the team working on the new medicine is being honored. Zhang stands on the stage and praises everyone when suddenly a researcher starts coughing up blood and collapses to the ground right in front of everyone. The entire event turns into chaos. On the other side, some thugs arrive at Geumga Plaza's pizza shop and falsely accuse them of finding a nail in their food. Their motive is to defame the shop and ruin its reputation on social media. Vincenzo arrives there at the right time and stops them. Within seconds, the matter reaches a fistfight. The thugs attack him all at once, but Vincenzo knocks everyone to the ground single-handedly. In the end, only their leader is left. Vincenzo asks him to pay the full bill of the pizza first. Out of fear, he immediately pays the money and runs away from there with his men. A little later, Cha Young asks Vincenzo in private about the move he used during the fight. Their conversation slowly turns into light teasing, but just then, Zhang arrives there and changes the mood. An argument starts between the two, and in the end, they agree to a bizarre spicy food challenge. The next day, Vincenzo gathers all the tenants of Geumga Plaza again. He tells them that new living arrangements have been made for them. Until the repairs are complete, everyone can stay in an apartment in another building without paying rent, and once the work is finished, they will return to their original places. Meanwhile, Vincenzo also reaches that intermediary who tried to bribe the victims on behalf of Babel. Seizing his hidden wealth, he transfers that money to needy organizations. After that, he and Cha Young go straight to Choi's office. As soon as Choi hears Vincenzo's voice, she remembers the laundry store night, and for the first time, she begins to suspect that the same man was behind that entire operation. A day later, both parties face each other outside the court. From above, it looks like Vincenzo is just preparing for the case, but his real plan is something else. He already knows that the chances of them winning this hearing are very low, so he prepares all the tenants of Geumga Plaza to hold a peaceful protest outside the court. As the atmosphere heats up, it becomes difficult for the court to start the hearing on time, and Babel's plan is postponed once again. On the other side, before the next hearing, Choi and her boss secretly go go to meet the judge. There, they try to get a verdict in their favor. The judge also openly states that helping is not difficult for him, but in return, he wants his own benefit too. When court proceedings begin, Cha-young suddenly acts sick. During this time, the tenants inside the plaza create a situation according to their plan where water spills everywhere, creating a pretext for repairs. Finally, the judge orders the hearing to be postponed, and Vincenzo gets some more time. Meanwhile, Vincenzo goes inside the plaza alone and starts searching for the exact location of the vault with the help of a metal detector. He checks every floor carefully to find the correct location of the gold hidden underneath. During that time, an agent has been following him for quite a while. He catches Vincenzo, suspecting him to be suspicious, but due to the height and distance, he cannot see the detector in his hands. He thinks Vincenzo is kneeling down and praying. After some time, the misunderstanding clears up, and Vincenzo leaves the place without revealing his secret. Meanwhile, Zhang calls Zhang Hanseo, Choi, and the head of Wusong into a meeting room. There, for the first time, he reveals the real truth about his family. He states that the Babel Empire was built by his father, and Zhang Hanseo is just a front face. Real control has always remained in his hands. Everyone sitting in the room is forced to accept his words, but as they walk out, Choi understands that the balance of power inside the company has now completely changed. Zhang takes his next step immediately. His men capture a witness standing against Babel, and Director Gil injects him with drugs. On the other side, bags filled with money are delivered to the rest of the drug-affected people so that the whole matter looks like bribery. Within a short while, the police take all the victims into custody. Cha-young arrives at the police station to defend them and clearly states that no one can be proven a criminal without solid evidence. Now she understands that Babel is trying to suppress every opponent by using the court, police, and money all together. Before the trial begins, Zhang himself goes to meet Vincenzo and Cha-young. He tries to convince both that fighting against a company like Babel is not within their capability, specifically targeting Cha-young and telling her not to ruin her life by falling for Vincenzo's words. Cha-young does listen to him, but leaves without giving any answer. On the other side, Vincenzo understands that the man standing opposite is not just arrogant, but plans every move in advance. As the court proceedings begin, Director Gil is presented as a witness. Babel is fully confident that his testimony will strengthen their case, but Cha-young suddenly calls Gil's wife into the court. She states in front of everyone that her husband has long been addicted to drugs and his condition is no longer normal. Hearing this revelation, Vincenzo tells the court that blind faith cannot be placed on the testimony of such a person. The judge tries to handle the matter for a while, but ultimately has to accept this plea. In this way, Cha-young once again gains a little more time for her clients. Stepping out of the court, Zhang's anger bursts out. He goes straight to Zhang Hanseo and blows up at his failure. During the argument, Zhang Hanseo asks him a question that completely changes the mood. He asks whether he intends to eliminate him just like their father. At this exact moment, a past incident is revealed, showing that when their father was critically ill, Yang had Director Gil administer a poisonous injection to pave the way for his own father's death. This truth shows that he can go to any extent for his power. Seeing Babel's continuous moves, Vincenzo and Cha-young prepare their next strategy. Both reach the conclusion that this battle cannot be won solely on the reliance of the court. They must weaken Babel on every front. In the meantime, the work of gathering evidence against Babel also accelerates, and many old records associated with the company start being scoured. On the other side, Yang also gives new orders to his men so that any witness or evidence could be completely altered. Babel was preparing to make its most dangerous moves, while Vincenzo had also decided that every attack would now be returned in the exact same style. In the coming days, such secrets were going to come to light that would shatter the peace not just of Babel, but of many big people. This was the turning point from where the real and most dangerous move of this battle begins. If you liked this story of Vincenzo, be sure to like this video, because in the next part, Vincenzo and Babel will make such moves, after which every character in this story is going to change forever.